It is possible for you, no matter who you are, no matter how much you're earning right now, no matter where you are financially, to get ahead of the pack in 2026 financially by following what we're going to talk about in this video. The majority of people don't plan about their financial lives. But if you run your life like you are the finance manager or finance director of the corporation called your life, you should be able to get ahead of the pack in 2026. How do finance managers and finance directors run organizations? They strategize, they set budgets, they understand what income is, they understand what expenditure is, they understand what profit is. They know the difference between assets and liabilities. They run organizations in such a way to get the maximum profit out of the organizations. So you are going to run your life like a finance manager. You are going to run your life like it's a corporation and you're the finance director in it. I will teach you how in this video. If you are new here, my name is Denise. I'm a chartered accountant and a certified internal auditor. I have a passion of helping the average person, the ordinary person, escape poverty. Stop living from paycheck to paycheck. Stop living from hand to mouth and get the financial freedom that most of us are looking for. So let's get started. How do finance managers and finance directors start the year? They start 2026 by preparing for it well ahead of time in 2025. They've already set their strategies. They've already set their budgets for 2025. How can you apply this to your life? If you have not already thought about what you intend to do in 2026, today, not tomorrow, is the time to do that. Sit down, strategize your life, come up with plans, come up with goals. How you strategize for 2026 in 2025 would determine how you begin 2026. Most people spend all their bonuses in December. They celebrate, they buy expensive stuff in December 2025, such that when 2026 begins, they're at zero. Then they start writing down resolutions. Then they start coming up with these fancy plans of how to make 2026 better than 2025. That's not what a good finance manager does. You are going to spend 2025, December 2025 differently. You are going to plan for January 2026. You are not going to spend all your bonus. You are not going to eat all the the excess cash that you are getting this month. You are starting 2026 on a better foot financially because you have thought about 2026 and you know that what you are doing in 2025 will influence how 2026 starts, and how 2026 starts will give you an edge when it comes to implementing the rest of your goals in 2026. So be clever, start planning for 2026 today. The next step you need to implement as a good finance director or finance manager for the corporation called your life is to understand finance, is to understand accounts. In this day and age, you cannot afford to say, I'm an engineer, accounting is not for me. I'm a medical doctor, finances are not for me. You need to have some financial literacy. You need to know what revenue is, what expenses are, what profit is, because you intend to make profit. If you don't know the difference between the two, how then do you make profit? If you don't make profit, how then do you accumulate assets? If you don't accumulate assets and you don't know what the difference between assets and liabilities are, how then do you get surplus? So you need to increase your financial knowledge. You need to watch videos like this one. You need to come back to this YouTube channel so that you watch more videos like this. You need to check out other podcasters, other YouTubers who are putting out content that helps you understand finances. You need to read books. There are many books that you can read that will set you apart from the average person, because we want you to be better than average in 2026. We want you to do better than the average in 2026. So as the good finance manager and director that you are of the corporation called your life, get your financial education in order. Get your financial literacy in order so that you get ahead. Another one is you need to make a profit. Hey, finance manager, are you making profits? What do we mean here when it comes to your own life? What are profits? You need to have something when you have earned your revenue, that is your paycheck or whatever income you are earning from what you are selling, or whatever services that you are providing. After you have earned some revenue and deducted some expenses, you need to be left with some profit. Your revenue, your income, what you have earned, your salary should be much, much more than your expenses. How do you do this? You do this by living within your means. You do this by cutting unnecessary expenditure. You do this by delaying gratification. You don't have to buy everything that you can buy today. You don't have to spend your income to the last dollar. You need to have some profit. Finance manager, I trust you. I trust that you are doing those checks. You know, people hate finance managers because they always say we don't have money for this, we don't have money for that. When you clearly know that the sales team has made so much money and there's so much money in the bank, but the finance manager will tell you no, there's no money for this. Apply that to your own life. Just because the money is there sitting in your bank does not mean you should spend it all. Just because you have the money does not mean you need to spend it all. We've been taught wrongly that we are earning money to pay bills. Hence, most of us, as soon as we get our monies in the bank, we are already deducting to go to pay bills. Don't let that be you. Be above the average. Don't do as what most people do. Act as the good finance manager of your life and have some savings. So minimize your costs. Don't spend everything that you have earned so that you have profit at the end of each month. No matter how little you need to start saving, start saving. Because a person who saves $50 per month, at the end of each year, would be having something like what? $600, right? Someone with $600 in savings is better than someone with no savings at all. So no matter how little you're able to save from month to month, save something. If you're able to save $10 per month, save that $10, because at the end of each year, if you were saving $10 per month, you'll be having what? $120. A person with $120 is much better than a person with zero in savings. Those two people are different. So start saving. No matter how little you can save, no matter how profit you can make as an organization, you finance manager, please make a profit. The next tip for you, finance manager and finance director, is to increase your asset base and minimize liabilities. Most people confuse these two. They buy liabilities thinking that they are assets. The difference between the two is an asset is something that you own and control that is going to give you money or returns in the future, whereas a liability will take away money from you in the future. You own it, yes, but it's taking away money from you in the future, whereas an asset is going to bring money into your pocket in the future. And by the way, finance manager, you won't be able to buy assets if you were not making profits. If you are not saving anything, you won't have money accumulated enough for you to buy assets. So the starting point is what we have spoken about, having savings. These will enable you to buy assets. And when the time comes for you to buy assets, keep in mind that some assets, some liabilities come clothed as assets. Don't buy those. You need to invest in things that will give you more money in the future. So you need to know the difference between assets and liabilities so that your money starts working for you, so that your savings start working for you. That's where you need to learn about investing. But we've already covered this because you, as the clever finance manager of your life that you are, you have already started accumulating finance knowledge. You have already started accumulating some financial education that will set you apart from the rest of the people. So after you have saved, you need to invest in assets. You need to invest in resources that will give you more money or save you money in the future. Are you still with me, finance manager? I hope you are, because the next one is interesting. You have to increase your revenue sources. You cannot depend on just one income source, especially if it is from an undependable source. What is an undependable source? A job that you can lose anytime. What is an unreliable source? A source that you don't have control over. Diversify your income. Have money coming from all sorts of directions so that when one dries out, these other ones are able to sustain you. When one dries out, you are able to continue and maintain your lifestyle. Another reason why you need to diversify your income is when your income is so little, there is only so much that you can save, no matter how much you want to save. That's why you need to have revenue coming from all over so that your ability to save increases. When your ability to save increases, your ability to invest increases. This will set you apart from the rest of the people. This will give you a competitive edge. This will lead you to financial freedom. So have as many income streams as possible. It does not matter how much you are earning from your job. You could be having a good job which is giving you good money. Diversify. Use that income that you're getting from your job to diversify into other streams of income. How do you do this? You start off by identifying the things that you're already good at, the resources that you already have, something that you can do whilst you're doing your main activity. Supplement your income. Bring in as much income from other sources as you possibly can to increase your chances of saving as well as increase your chances of investing.